Welcome, golf fans, pursuers of knowledge and the almighty dollar. This is your golf guru bringing you the final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Yes, it is the Tour Championship, and this is the final show that I will have for the super season. This is the before the lock show where I go over ownership projections. I've already kind of went over all the guys, so we're not going to have the value plays, but I am got a lot of other things. We're going to do weather. I'm going to go through my analysis for my prize picks, and you're going to get my picks for that. That will be for round one, Thursday. And so with that said, I'm ready to do this. Are you ready? Let's do this. Okay. So first and foremost, I had the big giveaway that I've been working on for the last 4 weeks. I want to thank everyone. I had a ton of participation. I think I had over, I don't know, it was like 150 entries with everybody picking. And so I appreciate all that input. Did not reach 1,000 subscribers, but we, did well. We're all almost at 900. So hoping to hit that here shortly. Of course, I am going to be completely focused on golf only for the whole year. Like I said, I mentioned we have the Safeway coming, which I think has got a different name, but I'm gonna be here with you guys. If you're gonna keep playing golf, fantasy golf, and all that, I'm gonna be the guy that you're probably gonna want to check in with, because I feel like some of the other guys might get a little focused in other areas. All right. With that said, I want to announce the winner for the $1,000, and congratulations to Steve V08. You are the winner. I will contact you through YouTube comments to get your personal email, and you'll have $1,000 sent over to you via PayPal. So congrats, and put that to good use with whatever you'd like. Maybe you put it in the prize picks. All right. And again, just one reminder, hey, if you're new, if you're checking me out, if you're not subscribed, for me to keep doing the content, again, as you see, yes, I have a partnership now, but that's nothing. Have no commercials, all that. I need my subscribe base to keep growing. And if I do keep seeing it, I will keep doing the content. Okay. So I'm jumping over to Fantasy National where I get my ownership projections. And again, if you are new, this is how this works. So of course you're creating lineups and picking favorites and doing mass multi-entries through Fantasy National. Again, highly recommend it. And from that, we get an idea of the ownership projections. And so what we're going to look at is this far right number. And I've already kind of mentioned, everybody to a degree, at least, I'd say 75% is going to be pretty highly owned. And from my own perspective, I'll let you guys know, I'm not going to put a lot into DFS, even a betting side for this week. It's just, I have a feeling that the large GPP, 250K, probably going to be split multiple times if you do hit it. It's just, these aren't the kind of tournaments that I get super excited about. I'm more excited, to be honest, from a DFS and a betting side for the Safeway that's coming up, because there's a lot of guys that you're never going to hear of, guys that are coming off the Corn Ferry that I know quite a bit about, that I'm, be able to share with you guys. And we're going to have some different leverage points, and you're just going to have better odds from a betting and even the ability to, I think from a DFS perspective. So anyways, with that said, I just wanted to give that little disclaimer. But I'm definitely doing DFS. I've already got the bets out. I'm just not invested as much as usual. And probably where a bit of my money will be going is actually, prize picks, because I just feel there's a better return on investment from that side. So not to even pump them up, but that's where I will be putting more of my money this week probably than usual for DFS and just outright bets. Okay, so let's just take a look. So your highest owned, no shocker, John Rahm. Sungjae Im's coming in next. Rory's had a lot of success here. The game is showing a little more form, so he's right there. You got Berger, which, is one of my picks, which I think is interesting. I think it's just the pricing, and everybody's expecting that putter to turn around. It's a shorter, not a short course, but it's a par 70. It's Bermuda. That typically falls under Daniel Berger's kind of thoughts. You can just see all the guys in red all the way up. EVR, the cheapest guy, of course, is pretty highly owned. You got Burns, again, who loves to putt here. Matsuyama's had a pretty good showing here. Xander, of course, has had not the greatest recent form, but he loves playing at this course. So, that kind of gives you an idea of all the chalk up at the top. And then we get into this kind of middle tier, not as chalky. You got Finau coming in less than 20, JT, Kokrak, Harris English. You got Louis at 18. I think that's an interesting play. I've already mentioned Joaquin Niemann. Morikawa, I think that's going to be what separates guys that cash, in the big GPP. And when I say by that, if you put Morikawa in, he does well. You're going to have a little differentiation there. Because, like I said, with the injuries and just kind of the swing just not being where it was at, it's rare to see Morikawa not playing well. I mean, it's so rare since he's been on the tour that he has not played well. I mean, it's like maybe three tournaments we could think of. I thought Billy Horschel would actually be a big differentiator. I mean, he's still a differentiator, but not what I was guessing. I thought for sure he would be green. But Cam Smith and Answer, which I like, is actually less than 17% on. But let's go. I want to flip this and give you guys, this is really what you need to know. Here's where you can get leverage. And this is about it. So Stewie Sink is the least owned projected right now at 9%, which is, and I think 5,200. So he's one of the cheaper options. Of course, Jordan's not been playing well. And this is what I think is very interesting is Patrick Cantlay is 11% on now. He's coming in as, a 10-stroke leader, but I think everybody's on kind of the same narrative or wavelength that I am that, it wasn't his ball striking. It wasn't off the tee and approach and around the green that was, really good. It was very hefty done with the putter. And that's, you can't sustain that. But Patrick Cantlay is not a bad tee to green player. So if he even has half of his putting capabilities, if he gains 5 strokes with the putter, he could, like I said, he will win this thing. It's never been tee to green with him. I think he's very solid. It's just the putter has been at times, not like a Corey Connors, but at times has been hit or miss just like all the guys. So I think that's very interesting. I think it's also maybe building the lineups that you want to build. I'm guessing, it's probably, I did literally 10 lineups for the large game. Where I found myself was, I want to say stars and scrubs because there's no scrubs really, but, I think if you're going to put a Patrick Cantlay and you want to throw in one higher guy, right, that starts to limit. There's a lot of guys in the mid tiers. But I mean, you've got some soft pricing when you get down, but it's also, with the finishing place, well, how much ground can they gain in this tournament? And because it is a par 70, only 2 par 5s, and average score is 11 under to 13 under, I think a lot of people don't think there'll be a lot of movement. I think there is going to be a bit more movement than usual here. I think the course is going to play easier than usual. It's going to be soft. And the weather right now, which we're going to get into, looks very scoreable. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Kevin Na just had, not a good history here. And I also agree that I probably would be out. Bryson DeChambeau, I think that's very interesting that he's only at 13%. The guy played amazing. I think people are worried that he's going to get a little off the fairway, but he'll have no problem, with this rough. He won't, 2.5-inch rough. I've already told you is not going to bother him. It's just the short game and if the putter heats. The putter wasn't even bad. It was just everybody watched the playoff and they saw him missing certain things. So I guess what I'm probably going to do. Seeing this, because I haven't really looked at ownership projects, I'll probably change some of my stuff around and put more Bryson in because I think he's got as good as chances maybe. Anyway, now I know he's also starting at 7 under. So that's shocking. If it stays that way, that's your move. I think I'd pivot your upper guys, if you are in a large GPP. This isn't about a cash game or head-to-head or any of that stuff, but I'm going to, build lineups just with a differentiation and see what happens. All right, that's it. Okay, so jumping over to Windfinder, that is what you're going to want to keep an eye on throughout the tournament, especially if you're playing Showdown. And all I'm going to tell you is this is the one that I'm going to be using, Atlanta Fulton County Airport. It's just a little west of downtown Atlanta, and the course is just a little east, so that's about as close as you can get. I kind of mentioned there was rain and weather that came in on Tuesday, so that should soften up the course. You can see today, though, the wind is blowing. It is going to be sunny. That's going to dry the course out a little bit. I still think Thursday, as you can see, is very calm. So the opening round, these guys can score. I think the greens are going to be receptive. So I'm looking for good scoring on Thursday and Friday. Not too bad on the wind side. Remember, these guys aren't teeing off to around noon Eastern. So, you got cloud cover and the winds look like, again, should be calm. And then I look at Saturday and Sunday as, scoring conditions, but the course is going to dry up a little bit. over those couple of days. So what I'm saying is I think the weekend maybe not as good as scoring as what you're going to see Thursday, Friday. So that's it. That's my prediction. But all of this is, hit up Atlanta Fulton and leverage Win Finder if you're doing Showdown. I don't see any reason from a split side. There's nothing there that tells us, and also there isn't really a morning AM. I mean, the guys are starting at noon, and I think they all tee off by like 2 o'clock. All right. With that said, let's go jump over to Prize Picks. Again, I'm going to give you who I'm looking at, and just so you guys have, I wanted to pull this up for you first. So what this is the leaderboard for 2020. So last year, and I clicked on round one. So this is a little bit of the analysis that I do, and I'm trying to figure out what guys, have done well here in the past, just from a scoring perspective. When I'm doing kind of my, over under picks. Now, there's a lot more that goes into it, but it's just one reference point. Funny enough, Rory, both times, 2019 and 2020, has shot pretty well round one here. Abe Answer, I like. Of course, Rom. Funny enough, Leishman came out, shot a 66, and then went and put a 75 up. But anyways, I'm just showing that, if you're interested in, who shot well here round one, there's some names for you right there. Round two, you had Sunjay M come out hot, and then Shoffley shot in the 60s the whole time. Morikawa, a little slower start, but did well after that. It's kind of funny. Munoz, the guy that I love to play first round, it's kind of struggled. And then you got round three. Berger had a 64. DJ had a 64 in round three. And then round five, Scotty Scheffler, Patrick Reed, JT, Rahm and Shoffley all shot pretty well. And there's my Munoz. So he kind of did a little different than usual. It doesn't usually shoot well on Sunday, but usually has a good opening round. If you want to look real quick at 2019, just for one more reference point, let's see who shot well first round. He had Xander come out with a 64, Rory again up there, 66, Casey, Matz, Kuchar, which we don't have to worry about him, Koepka, M. Let's see who round two. You had Shez Reavie, don't have to worry about that. So we had Rory again, pretty good round. Kokrak, JT. Let's go look at Hideki. Had the leading round three is 66. You had Shoffley, DeChambeau, Rory, and then lastly Rory, who of course won. And then Finau had a good closing round. Finau likes some Sundays, so I have to remember that. Jason Kokrak and JT. So that's not the guys that you're interested in. Okay, with that said, of course, going over to Prize Picks. This is for Thursday, so it's a one round that I'm playing. It's like a showdown for my picks. I'm not doing for the whole tournament. Of course, there is a birdies option. So if you click over here, you can do birdies or better over and under. I just tend to lean towards, especially for this one. I mean, birdies or better would have been great at Cays Valley, but I felt either way. You could do fantasy score if you're worried about some guys making more bogeys. But again, I think the lines are, I don't say soft, but they're very doable. Remember, it's a par 70. So the guys that I like, I'll let you know right off the bat. I got Jordan Spieth, but I got him for the over. Jordan, if you go through his history in round ones, it's pretty rare Jordan ever came out firing his first day. And then, of course, seeing what's been going on lately. Now, again, Jordan is also, like a lot of golfers, he could just go out and have one of those putting rounds. But I'm going to go with Jordan. I'm going to go with him for the over again. I'm going to ride that. And then who I like for the unders that are set at 69. So literally they got to shoot 2 under is Cam Smith. He has solid first rounds. I also need guys that are putting well because you're going to need to make some putts. I like Abe Answer, who's also done pretty well here in the past in the first round. Also great form. Also great at TPC Southwind. I like that he can shoot 2 under here, especially with the conditions. And then Sunjay M is the other guy, just been playing great. He loves putting on Bermuda and does pretty well at this course and in first round. So I was also looking at Matt's. I think, I just got worried about his putter just so off and on. Scotty Scheffler for round 2 is amazing. Whatever it is, when he comes out on Fridays, no matter what he shoots on Thursday, play him round 2. I also looked at Berger, but he's had some back and forth, not the greatest first rounds over the last 4 tournaments. So where I ended up again, so you can see, and I'll look it over here for us. All right. So I got Cam Smith under 69, so he needs to shoot a 68. I need Abraham Answer to shoot a 68. I got him under. I got some JM. He needs to shoot a 68 under. And then Jordan Spieth, I think he will shoot over a 68.5. So if he shoots 69, we're good to go there. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going with that. I must hit all four because that gives me a 10x. You can do this flex play where if it does hit 4, you get a 5x. Of course, if you just hit 3 out of 4, you still get 1.5. You don't get double your money, but you still get a nice little kicker. I'm going with $100 in. That's what I typically do. And let's click that bad boy. And there we go. We're in. So let's see. We'll pull up my entries just to confirm. There we go. Spieth over, M under, Answer under, and Cam Smith under. Okay, let's go wrap this thing up. Okay, so I want to summarize because I didn't do like my top value plays, but what I summarize out of what we just discussed there, I'm gonna be changing the lineups that I did put in for DFS. I'm gonna go DeChambeau with his ownership that low. I think it's a great pivot. It doesn't mean I'm totally gonna get rid of Rahm, but I think for a GPP, the large game, like you got to differentiate. I still like Horschel down in the low box, but yeah, if you're playing large GPP, you're gonna have to hopefully leverage these ownership projections. And again, where my money is going to be going more, as you see, is going to be in PrizePicks. I'm going to do a few more entries into that, but that's my favorite one. That's the one I've done a ton of research, or not a ton, but I did quite a bit of research for you guys to hopefully get it right. I'm not as excited about this one, so we've hit back-to-back weekends. Just because it's a tougher course. You just don't know which way the guys will go. But those guys have had good success there. They're good on first rounds, and I think they can shoot a couple under here, especially with the conditions. All right, guys, that's it. If you do me the great honor, click the like button. Again, if you know anyone else that hasn't checked me out yet, hey, let them know about us. I need you guys to keep subscribing. If you are new, it's what's going to keep me putting the content out. I am going to do another giveaway coming up here. As I mentioned with the PrizePicks, if you do enter, put in the promo code Golf Guru, and you're going to get $100. Well, you're going to get 100% match up to $100. And again, I'm going to take whatever I get back from a spiffs from that. I'm going to put that into a pool and just do like a Masters giveaway just to kind of kick the big major season off. And that's it. Hit me up on YouTube comments. I'm excited for football, I'm sure, as you guys. I don't do I'm not going to do the football stuff, but I do play it. But I will be solely focused again on golf, the whole 365, 24/7. So that's why I'm the Golf Guru, right? So you guys hit me up with any questions, anything I could do for you. Hit me up on the YouTube comments. Congrats again to Stevie08 on the win. That's huge, and hope you can turn that into even more money. And anything else, follow me on Twitter at DFS Golf Guru. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll talk to you guys Monday. All right, take care.